there, welcome back to Colorado and Company. You won't know until you go. The letter O is grabbing headlines all over the state this summer, and it's all about Central City Opera. However, the high notes are also being heard in Fort Collins and Colorado Springs. We're always happy and love to check in with Valerie Hamlin this time of year because she always brings such great guests. This morning, you're meeting Michael Kuhn. Nice to see both of you. Thank you for being here. Central City Opera, man, you are known for its final performances of the 2015 festival. You're doing something special this year.
We are. We're doing two one-act operas. They're in English, both of them. And we're taking the show on the road. Excuse me. So we're doing it both in Central City and in Fort Collins and Colorado Springs. And the idea is to reach some new audiences and new communities. And we're doing it in English.
And is that why you're doing it? You want to reach new people?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, for the past several years, our mantra has really been trying to introduce new people to the art form of opera and make it not as scary because it really is their stories. They're stories of people's lives told through songs. So
it's beautiful.
Yeah, so that's the idea with this, and we wanted to bring something that's shorter. They're only an hour long each, and in English, so it's approachable. You can understand what they're saying.
And I'm thinking, wow, that's a great opportunity to open the opera world and that culture for my kids.
Yes, yes, and we have a family matinee.
Oh, good.
That is especially for kids. So in addition to the one acts next week, and the one acts are The Prodigal Son, by the way, which is a Benjamin Britten church parable. So this is done in churches. It's about a wayward son and his issues with his father and his brother. And then Don Quixote and the Duchess. It's another story from the Don Quixote novel, different from Man of La Mancha, but funny. It's about a practical joke. So
and
anyway,
quickly before I talk to Michael here, just tell me again what you're offering for the kids. You have that family matinee.
Sorry,
you said.
So on Tuesday we're doing a family matinee of La Traviata.
Okay.
So you know the famous tragic love story about a woman and a man in France and how they fall in love, and it's the perfect introduction for kids because we have a narrator who takes them through the show. And then there's an autograph session after the show with the artists so they get to meet them.
That's cool. That's cool for adults, too.
Yeah.
All right, Michael, you star in both of the one-act operas.
Yes.
You are a busy, busy guy.
Yes, indeed.
Let's start with The Prodigal Son. What's this opera all about?
So The Prodigal Son, as Valerie was saying, it's based on the biblical story about a young man who lives with his father and older brother. They work on a farm, and he gets tired of the lifestyle and decides that he wants his inheritance, and he wants to go off into the world and see the sights and kind of live life as he thinks he should live it. Unfortunately, on his journey, he gets tempted by the devil and ends up squandering all of his money within a matter of days.
And Michael, is that you?
That
Are
is
you
me.
the son?
Yes. So I go through a lot. I get beaten up,
Man.
left for nothing, and then I eventually come back to my father, and he takes me back in his arms without question.
Oh,
so
that's
it's a very,
sweet.
very powerful story.
And tell me about the next one that you're starring in. The next one act.
The next one act is Don Quixote and the Duchess, and this is another adaptation from the Don Quixote novel. Basically, I'm playing Sancho, who is Don Quixote's trusty squire. We are on this quest for chivalry, and we end up in this kingdom where a duke and duchess play a huge practical joke on us. The whole town is in on it, and we have no idea what's going on. It's just a series of hilarious
a little
moments.
naive, yeah.
Yeah.
When and how did you get interested in opera?
Oh boy. Well, my parents are musicians. They got me started in instrumental music when I was in middle school, and I eventually found singing, and I went to college for it, and my voice teacher kind of pushed me to the opera, which at first I was, I don't know how I feel about it, but it ended up being just something that clicked for me.
A blessing in disguise.
Yeah,
and now you're doing what you love for your career. That's wonderful.
Which is great.
Wonderful. You're also a member of Central City's Opera's Bonfils Stanton Foundation. So you train other artists, right?
Yeah, so what's interesting about opera is between your education and your professional career, there's kind of this in-between area where you're still developing your technique and your voice. And these are what these artist training programs are for. So it's kind of like interning. You develop relationships with companies, you do, the smaller shows, choruses, you understudy big roles. Eventually you get noticed, and from there your career starts to take off. So
That's
Central
fantastic.
City is one of the top kind of programs for this.
How did you get involved in that? It sounds like you have such a good heart. You want to help others.
Yeah, it's it's an audition process, and they kind of see who fits in their season, and they see what everyone brings to the table, and eventually you, if you get a contract, they send you out here and you just start working. And
so, Michael, you've performed all over. What's your experience so far with Central City, and what makes it so unique?
Central City is fantastic, I think, because of their programming. You know, we're doing an opera from the early 1700s, we're doing a musical, we're doing an opera that was written in the 60s, we're doing La Traviata, we're doing everything, and not many companies are brave enough to tackle that kind of gamut of productions.
Yes, and challenges. Those are exciting challenges.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for giving us a sneak peek. Good things from Central City Opera. It's in full singing mode. If you'd like to check the remaining performances, including the one-act operas, the Boomer Bus, and even activities for the kiddos, please check out their website. Go to centralcityopera.org.